Oh, hey guys. Mexican beers here, and let's go over some of my recent mail from Japan. I guess to start off with, I'll just talk about the stuff that I've purchased so far from the 25th anniversary. And the prices on a lot of these singles have gone down, so I'm realistically gonna pick up more and more. But I love these cards. And like the first one that I picked up a lot of, and the one I think I'm gonna buy, I might even just buy like 30 more. I don't want to buy too many more because then it just becomes a pain to sell through. This Mew Ex is just beautiful. One of my favorite EX cards. I think they're down to like $6, $7 in Japan. That's pretty much the same price as the English copy. Um, but the English, I don't really love the set stamp that they did for it with the Pikachu. And at the same time, like this has always been my thought. Japanese stuff tends to grade a lot easier. It's just easier to find mint copies just because of the poor quality control of English. Actually, I do want to show something how bad English quality control is. I purchased all these cards from TCG Player. All these cards were listed as, near mint. But, I mean, I don't think these were played with, obviously, because they're all brand new. I should show what they are. They're these Zacian level X's. Great looking card, $1.50 each. I think that's a steal of a price. But, just look at them. Every single corner is poorly cut. I don't want to spend too much time, but I bought 40. Not a single one of these 40 cards is gradable. This Gardevoir EX, I thought I would like it more in person. I don't know. It's nice, but I still prefer the Mew Ex. I think I'm probably not going to buy many more of these. But yeah, I have quite a few I picked up. And then I really like this one. This is definitely one I'm going to pick up more. I haven't picked up the Luxray yet either. I haven't purchased any of those. But I love this Garchomp. Look at that art. Just really nice. And I think that what I didn't like about the English stamp is it felt very intrusive, that it didn't really feel like it worked within the art. But like this gold 25th stamp works with the card itself. I purchased a lot of the English copies because they're getting so cheap, but I'm probably going to buy even more Japanese. It's a full art Pikachu. Look at this art. This one's so good. I mean, there's a lot of Pikachu cards, don't get me wrong, but for how cheap these are, you could probably get these for like $1.50. English or Japanese, pick your, you could just choose at that point because it's the same price. And then obviously you got to get the full art. This is one that's there are probably so many people with hundreds of these because they're so cheap. You can probably buy close to 200 for $150. Just throw them away in a shoebox. But this is just iconic. It's base set Pikachu full art. And then I picked up a bunch of these. These are the V-Union, Pikachu V-Unions. They come in the box in English, but in Japan, they're like a set. I think if you pull one, you pull the whole set in a pack. They're okay. They're pretty cool. The whole idea behind them, if you don't know, is just all these various artists were commissioned, and they used their Pikachu within the card. So it's just kind of like a collage of the history of Pikachu artworks in the game. I don't know. I think to myself, maybe if you could get all four encapsulated at once. I know BGS has those wider encapsulation measures for like the legend cards. Maybe if they have something like that for the V-Unions, that could be something you send to them. Or if you get them all just slabbed individually, they would look pretty nice. I picked up some more tag teams because these had gotten so cheap. These are back down to around $1 in Japan. Just nice artwork for Pikachu Zekrom. A very playable card in English, but just, I don't know. Obviously, I love Pikachu. I think you can't go wrong with it. And this is a good one, too. I mentioned a while ago that I did like a Facebook claim sale, and I had a lot of questions asking me if I was selling Blastoise cards. And ever since that, I try to pick up as many Blastoise as I can here and there. I've just been trying to stick with the simpler idea of buying popular Pokemon. Cheap cards with popular Pokemon on them. So a bunch of Blastoise. And speaking of that, I bought some of these. Just nice Blastoise artwork for under $1 for Holo. I don't know. This is quite a junkier card, a jankier card too, but I think there's a lot of upside for the cheaper stuff. Speaking of like cheap cards that are just Holos, just Gengars. I really like the Gengar. This one's okay, but my favorite is just there's so many of these. This is probably my favorite of the Sword and Shield era so far. Just so cute. Really nice, and yeah, as I said, they're a holo card for under $1. Seems like a fine price. I picked up more of these as well. These are the Coco promos. These were given to you if you attended the Coco movie, if you saw the movie in Japan, the newest Pokemon movie. I mentioned in the past I liked it because it was it doesn't have a trainer name. It has a person's name on a Pokemon card, which is quite rare. Typically, it's always just Pokemon names on Pokemon cards. And then I think the rest of these are just Charizard cards. These had been selling decently for me, these like tag team ones. And then I finally decided to pull the trigger on the Detective Pikachu ones. I just love this artwork. The idea of like the realistic interpretation. And this is just a random promo. I forget how this came out. The rest of the set, it's a set with the Inkay and the Linen. It's like a matching art set. I've sold out of those. Those have gone up a lot in value. And I mean, it's a nice looking set. They sell for a decent amount raw in America and on eBay. So I just picked up the raw copies that I saw listed. So that's it for cards, but I have been buying something else. I have been buying video games. So obviously video games have been super big of 2021. I might even just be too late to this whole boat. But I finally decided to take the time to kind of look into Japanese video games. And one of the first things I learned was that the Pokemon Color stuff, but the Game Boy Color just has a lot of good games on it. And that are still the cheapest versions of Pokemon games, like this Pokemon Pinball. I love this artwork. It's a little bit of a thicker box because it, maybe I'll have to throw up a picture, but it's like a thicker cartridge that comes in with batteries. But look at that artwork, just gorgeous. It's amazing. But they don't come sealed, and what you have to then look for is where these cartridges will be opened from, right here. And you could just tell, you can tell when these things have been opened because there will be bends, there will be crease marks, there'll just be a pressure exerted. But if you look here, like there's slight damage just from age, but they present really nice. I think these would look really nice. My goal is to submit these to VGA. I don't think WADA is grading these at the moment, and I just think their turnaround times are too long for their prices. But yeah, I think VGA will grade these as long as they can verify that they've been unopened. And as I said, like if there's no stress mark on the top, I think that's a great indicator. But in my mind, like this will just look beautiful encapsulated. I think that's such a good display piece and a great way of preserving them. So I picked up a couple Pokemon pinballs. And then this, I believe, is Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. This one's great. You have the iridescent Game Boy Color right there. Just great artwork of the Johto starters. I mean, look at that. Just gorgeous. They're really, really small, too. And the way I think of this as well is like this is perfect for if you're a Johto fan. Like you have the 3 starters, Pikachu and Pichu. This is just great. Like this is perfect for any Johto fan. And as I said, both of them, you can kind of just tell if they've been opened because of the creases that are not there. And then more Pokemon games. This is one I'm really excited. I want to buy way more of the Mystery Dungeon games. You would think that maybe I gotta check Yahoo Japan, but on Mercari, there's not a lot of sealed games listed. But this is, I believe, Explorers of Darkness, and this is Explorers of Time. I've played through, I think I had Explorers of Time as a kid. I also had Red Mystery Dungeon, Blue Mystery Dungeon, Blue Rescue Team, and Red Rescue Team, sorry. But yeah, these are just great artworks. They're sealed. I think I paid like $35, $40. I think closer to 40 for each. But these are just great artworks. I was just telling a friend yesterday, like, look at that. These are all fan favorite Pokemon. Gabite, Steelix, Houndoom, Pikachu, Chimchar. You have Turtwig, Piplup, Munchlax. Maybe not Chimecho, but this is good stuff. These are just great artworks. And I think these two would look great just encapsulated. This is probably the most common Pokemon game you'll find brand new if you end up searching on Japan after this video, or if you've searched in the past. It's Pokemon Stadium. The name might be Gold and Silver. Pokemon Stadium Gold Silver. I gotta pull it up. But it's essentially just the an expansion pack to Pokemon Stadium that introduces the Johto Pokemon. So you have obviously Ho-Oh and Lugia on the artwork. I mean, this is just this game itself. I've seen sell close to $1,000 graded. All right, close to 1,000 graded. I obviously think that will come down because of the hype and speculation that pushed it there. But this is just beautiful artwork. It's Ho-Oh and Lugia on the cover with this beautiful iridescent. This is just great. And the back you have red Gyarados. There's like all these little areas of hollowing. It's just beautiful. Like this is such a nostalgic thing, and I mean for how these are so common. I should keep saying that, but I don't know. I think I'm just gonna keep buying them. like for the price that you can get these at, buy them. And obviously, you know, I'm sending these to VGA now. CGC plans to open up video game grading in early 2022. I already have a submission built up for them too, and I might throw even more of those in. As you'll notice, that Pokemon Stadium was an N64 game, and those also don't come sealed. And this is another N64 game I picked up that wasn't sealed, but you could just tell it's not been opened because it's missing any crease marks at the top. You could just, this is just stuff you have to, you can kind of inspect by photos, but definitely getting it in hand is another thing. But I mean, Donkey Kong 64. I don't think you can go wrong with this game. It's so cool to have something like this in your possession. I think this is going to look great encapsulated, and not just on a shelf. So yeah, I'm really excited to grade this one. So another N64 game down. And for what consoles did come sealed, it's kind of hit or miss. Nintendo DS was sealed and GameCube games were sealed. So I just picked up a couple of GameCube games that I thought were fairly cheap in Japan. I was using a website called Price Charting. I mean, you could just use Price Charting. It just tracks the sales of a bunch of stuff. It's pretty good for sealed video games. And this stuff was just under recent eBay sold listings. But I picked up Donkey Konga 2. I just thought this was really playful art. This is probably one that's too cheap to grade with with VGA. I'm probably just going to put this on a back burner, and whenever CGC opens up their tiers, maybe we'll throw this in there. Donkey Konga 2. And then I also picked up Donkey Kong Jungle Beats. I think this is what originally this game comes in a bigger package with the bongos. But yeah, I think this is just an iconic game. And I mean, for incredibly cheap prices. Finally, I had The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. This is probably just, you know, a really iconic GameCube game for the Zelda franchise, and just great artwork on the cover. I don't know, this stuff reminds me a lot of comic books, where I really enjoy comic books just because I think they make nice display pieces. It's really just that simple. It's stuff that, I don't know, this stuff gets me excited because this is stuff that I enjoy learning about and researching, and I'm hoping this pays off. I have a really big VGA bill that I'm gonna have to pay off, but I think it'll be really exciting to see how this all comes out. And I know a couple friends of mine are also sending this stuff in, so we'll all keep in touch. And yeah, sorry for ranting at the end, but that's what I've been buying from Japan. I hope this stuff was kind of exciting, and I hope you saw something new in these video games. Maybe you haven't seen these before. But have a nice one, and thanks for watching.